Top of it, man. It's your boy, Coach One Stack, man. We at it again, man. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. And the name of this video, is called Be Comfortable with Your Sexuality. Learn how to be comfortable with your sexuality. And you guys ask me, why am I making this video? Well, I'll tell you why. Lately, you guys notice I've been making videos about Lamark, Booty Bandit Moore, and Fleece Johnson. Can you dig what I'm saying? And there's a difference between the two, even though both of them, like booty. Can you dig what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, especially for the younger generation, you guys got to learn how to be comfortable with your sexuality, because these are grown men, and at the end of the day, what you do is what you do. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because we'll take Fleece Johnson, for example. Me, I look at him as a real stand-up guy. I look at him as somebody who keeps it real, who keeps it 1,000, who's comfortable in his sexuality. And some of you guys out there that's in the closet right now, some of y'all out there on the down low, some of you guys, man, right now need to contact Fleece and ask him how he's able to speak about everything and be so open. So if you don't know who Fleece Johnson is, y'all, Fleece Johnson appeared on MSNBC lockup some years ago. The man got locked up when he was 14 years old, right? And did over 40 years in the Kentucky prison system. And so as he said, the first person that I kissed was a man. The first person that ever touched me and I ever touched and penetrated was a man. You understand what I'm saying? Because there was nobody else around. And he goes so far, I respected Hustle the Spirits channel, and I respect Fleece Johnson for when he came out and started making his videos, he's telling you, hey guys, I like booty. This is what I like. And he explains in detail of the things he likes. And he doesn't care about what anybody feels about it. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that's some really manly stuff. To be able to be, part of the rainbow community, which I have nothing against. I have plenty of friends and family in the rainbow community, and we get along just fine. But yes, my problem is with down low men, because you sticking your stuff where my stuff go, right? Which is what Lamar Moore, he doesn't fit this category. We'll get on him in a minute. So watch till the end of the video, y'all. Fleece in every one of his videos, man, even though you can see this man lusting after what he wants in his booty. So take the booty out of it, guys. When you are being intimate with someone in a straight relationship, rainbow relationship, whatever you call a relationship, purple, yellow, green, if you like what you like, if for example, it makes you feel good to take this book right here and rub it up against your chest, and that's what floats your boat, well, then you should do it. And you should be able to talk about it as well. Can you dig what I'm saying? That means being comfortable with your sexuality. But see, so many of you guys, especially you young generation, man, you guys are doing all this creeping in the dark and not telling people what you like. But as my wise father always tells me each and every day, you can fool everybody, but you can never fool yourself. Can you dig? And God, of course, because he knows what you're doing at the end of the day. Can you dig what I'm saying? So, Fleece, hey man, shout out to you for being a man's man. I don't care what your situation is. You should not be scared to tell anybody about your sexuality, because with anything in life or anything, because if you're man or woman enough to do it, you should be man enough to talk about it, right? And the things you indulge in. So stop being a slave to your secrets. Now we'll get to Lamar Moore, for example. Basically the same type of situation, appeared on a documentary some years ago. And to be quite honest with you, you guys want to get on Fleece Johnson about his. Lamar Moore, in my eyes, is like a puffy, because he admitted so many different things throughout this documentary. There were other people in this documentary that were in prison with him that admitted all these things. He's a grapist. He likes young white boys. He likes black ones too. He said he had a family of boys in the penitentiary. He had other men who were basically, pimps in the prison, and they kept their families together like one big family. And so when one was gone, another one would watch after the family. You know, he talked about this stuff with lust in his eyes, but where I don't respect him, and I told you I'm gonna make a video about this every day, is because he is not even man enough to say, like Fleece Johnson, he is not, Lamar Moore is not man enough to say, just like Fleece Johnson said, hey, I was in this situation and this is what I like. Why? Because at that time, there was no social media, there was no YouTube, there was none of that stuff. So now that he's free, he's a little bit embarrassed about his behavior. And it's nothing wrong with saying, hey, when I was at this point in my life, this is what I like. See, guys, that kind of stuff is like food. Sometimes when you're young, you don't like to eat liver because your mama just don't make it right. You might not like to eat your Brussels sprouts. But guess what? Sometimes you get older and you start to enjoy these things. People change, but you should still be able to talk about it. But to go so far on everybody's network, and this stuff is starting to go viral, guys, to say that the producers made up this big, long, extravagant, very detailed scenario, right? And told you to say these things. Now, I'm pressing pause. Number one, when you're in prison, you're not getting paid for no documentary because your rights are taken. So, I mean, there is no amount of money because you're not getting no money in prison for a documentary. So what, you get extra cheeseburgers? There is no extra amount of commissary or food if you in the penitentiary, or even if you free, that's going to get a grown man unless he's acting in a movie. Right? Which that's something different. But somebody who was incarcerated, you're not going to get there's not enough money in the world to get a grown man to admit to raping, multiple boys. And then you see him on the documentary, walking to his bunk with another black boy, right? From the rainbow community, right? To where he has the sheet pulled down and they disrobe, and he puts him in the bed first, pats him on the butt, and takes his boots off and goes up in there. So I mean, was that part of the show too, Lamar? Did the producers come to you and say, hey, what would make your story look good, Mark? It would look good if you walk this homosexual down through the middle of the dormitory, right? And standing behind him and parade him in front of everybody, and then go back here to this last pre-made bunk with a privacy sheet hanging down. And you know what? And when you get down there, tell him to take his clothes off too. Press pause, y'all. Remember, this is prison. Anybody that's in prison, the warden, the powers that be, are not going to allow that kind of stuff to go on, even if it is a documentary. They're not going to let if you're in a prison, the warden, attorney generals, the attorneys, the district attorney, they're not even going to allow you to fake something like that for the sake of a documentary. Can you understand what I'm saying? Now, the only thing that, that they, through TV, when it has to do with the penitentiary, that they have been okay with faking was Scared Straight. Now, see, I'm 48, so a lot of you guys don't even remember the first Scared Straight that came out in the late 70s that was super violent. This is when you couldn't even curse on TV. And even then, it was fake. They were punking these little kids. It was fake. They came out with another version of Scared Straight, and it was more so a game. But that's it. But to depict, grown men raping other men in the penitentiary system, turning them out, turning them into women, renting them out, prostituting them. Can you dig what I'm saying? Prostituting them, even having them come up with a wild story talking about how you do have sex. Guys, there are rules in place in prison against being raped. Can you understand what I'm saying? With rules in place in prison about being raped, why would a producer, why would a warden even allow a TV show to come in there and talk to their most notorious inmate at the time, which it took a whole lot of manly power to put 7 pounds of pressure on a trigger of a blicky and pointing at somebody and pull the trigger. Yeah, you really a man, right? Because in my day, we chunked them. Can you dig what I'm saying? But maybe you can't do that. Can you understand? So I guess also, Lamark, I guess the warden also told you to put that, to arch your eyebrows on that documentary And I guess he told you to have that eyeshadow on during the documentary as well. I guess he told you that too, right? I guess he told you that too, because when you watch it, you can clearly see it. So what I'm saying is, guys, you have to be comfortable with your sexuality. It don't matter what you like. It's your life. Live your life unapologetically. Live your life on your terms. You got one life to live, right? And you should never care about anybody's opinion about the way you live. And whether that's your sexuality, what you like to eat, how you like to dress, whether you like to go to church or not, whether you discipline your kids, whatever, whether you're a racist, whatever your political views, you should not care about how anybody feels about living your life, especially your sexuality. Why? Because this is something that you indulge in on a day-to-day basis, weekly basis, and in his case, he loved every minute. You could see Lamark lighting up when he was, it was times when he was just freestyle talking. So I guess the producer told him, hey, just freestyle talk and tell me this big fantasy about how you would like the great white boys and have little boys and turn them out, this, that, and the other. I guess the producer said that too. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is, Fleece, I consider you a real man, even though here lately you have admitted to being penetrated by a man, which when you first got out, you were saying that it never happened. But I still applaud you for manning up and saying that you like to be penetrated and you like to do the penetrating. And that's what you like, right? Because when you have so much of one thing, you get used to it, y'all. Guys, if you ate chicken every day for the next 40 years, well, you're probably going to just want to eat chicken. You might not want no fish. Chicken is what tastes good to you in the way that they used to make that chicken in the penitentiary. Can you dig what I'm saying? So, guys, if you ain't learned nothing from this video, right, stop being a slave to your secrets and learn how to be comfortable with your sexuality. Why? Because there are a lot of diseases floating around here. And yes, you owe it to that woman to let that woman know what you're into. If you like to give some sloppy toppy just like she do, she deserves to know that. There are women that like that. If you like to be penetrated by men, you need to let that woman know that, because it's people out there, it's women that like that. If you like to do the penetrating of other men, you need to let that woman know, because guarantee you, well, ain't no guarantee, there are no condoms in prison. So definitely your chance of catching an STD has jumped way through the ceiling. And even in there, it's people who have HIV and people still penetrate them and have sex with them knowing that they have this. Can you dig what I'm saying? So guys, stop being ashamed of yourself. Learn how to come out the closet. Don't worry about what people have to say, and you have a beautiful day, because One Stack says so. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I will be dropping videos every day about Lamar Moore until he comes clean about what he did in that documentary, and he can just open up his mouth and say, I like men, I am bisexual, and the producer did not make me say that. Now, y'all have a good day, man. I gotta go enjoy my New Year's Eve. Have a blessed day. Church.